Hello, welcome back to ESL TV for the ESL 1 Battlefield 2014 group stages. We're into potentially our second, or no, it is our second to last match of the night. It's going to be right now, I believe, ExAequo up against eSuba here. So we'll drop you straight into game right now because they have already gone underway here, and we're going to have over on that US side. Well, I can't tell just yet here. It will be eSuba, and over on the Russian side, oh no, other way around. But ExAequo over on the US side, and eSuba over on the Russian side.
Yeah, and straight away we are seeing a 2-1 pickup there coming out from ExAequo. They have got the B and C flag, but eSuba are not done just yet. They're still trying to work their way through down towards that B site, using everything they can within their power. Running with those FAMASes, nice close-range hip-fire work that can come out with that. Reflex Boy being one of the members, trying to keep hold of that. He's going to get some reinforcements with him and then maybe make a move towards the B site that is just below. But in the meantime, there are players to challenge him, and it's not going to be an easy retake. I'm
actually just really amazed that none of them have even bothered capping over B in the meantime. I mean, they're just instead of capping it fighting, which is a little bit odd for me. But either way, let's see what happens here as we're going to have, well, finally, the side of ExAequo push out from B. They still have control of C here, but there is 3 men on the outside, and Zordon, he's a man pushing at A here, and there's going to be no contest. He's going to have that one. They're going to lose on C, but they're still going to maintain that 2-1.
Yeah, ExAequo getting a nice point lead there. Up to 148 to 128, so looking pretty good from the start. eSuba struggling to really get themselves into this, as you said, not really capitalizing on that C hold. They do have Yo-Yo outside to at least get C. Sorry, the B hold you were talking about, and C was the side they've actually walked away with this time. B is up for grabs, and actually ExAequo not really being able to challenge it with only 3 players alive at the moment. They are getting themselves back around here. Terra eyeing up the opponents. Does spot a couple, gets those nades going, but he is in trouble if he doesn't get the support coming from his teammate of Seo. So B now back up for grabs. They just need to make this one really count, as Seo now has to spin back around because he knows that eSuba have not quite left that B site just yet.
Yeah, they have not. There's still 2 people there, though. The 2 people that were at C flag did actually get wiped out. So C will be turned back over to ExAequo here in just a few seconds. But Seo, gotta give him credit for really sticking around towards that B flag, really, causing a distraction here, allowing the rest of the team to get that 2 cap on the A and C flag. And look at him. I like this play. I like, being aggressive, bringing the fight to them, get a kill or 2, then just back away. There's no reason to die on their side of the map. There's no reason to even die, period. And let's see how he does progress to that one as we're going to tag along with him still. And push up. We'll pick up another kill. We'll back away. We'll turn around with the pistol. Won't get the kill. I think it's some good damage in there. He will get taken down. But either way, he has distracted them for a very long time. And ExAequo, they're set up. They're in positions they want to be, and that is very hard to break.
Yeah, but Razor has found a little bit of a route through down the side, so if he gets some respawns towards him, he's waiting to push him with his teammate around the backside. They could really catch out eSuba here, and, sorry, excuse me, they could actually catch out ExAequo here. And, well, they're looking to do just that, and they've got a good couple of kills. The revives coming in as well, but the nades holding them back a fair way. Zordon's, to be specific, taking down 2, and A will be swinging over to eSuba's favor if they keep this up. But I think there's enough members from ExAequo to try and challenge us if they fancy it, but the Reflex getting the respawn over Razor should be able to maintain the 2-1 for an extended bit of time, but whether or not they can hold on towards B with ExAequo now with a nice back spawn is complete down to where ExAequo want to push. Do they want to hit up A? Do they want to hit up B? Zordon waiting on the push out, does get taken down in the end, and they end up only having 1 site in their hands.
Yeah, really unfortunate for ExAequo here. Remember, they unfortunately did lose out. That's infamous on, Parasol Storm just previously, unfortunately, because they only had 4 men. And I was thinking, coming into this one, they'd probably be a little bit more pumped up. Like, guys, we need to win this one now. But it seems like they're, I don't want to say struggling, but they're not looking as solid as we saw them earlier on.
Yeah, it's when frustration kicks in. It's very easy to get the better of you. Terra being found there, not really helping out on this B retake, leaving Zordon and I believe Seo to do the work, and they've done just about that, so Zordon should be able to claim this one. Probo still outside at C, trying to hold on here, getting the respawns in. He's got a couple of teammates with him now. Blade going a little bit more aggressive with that ace in hand. Going to be trying to get into the face of the opponents. Try and maintain this 2-1 that they've got here. And eSuba, for them, it's a matter of making sure they maintain A, making sure they can challenge on C. And you can see the fact that Zordon and Blade completely holding on here. As Yo-Yo desperately dives back towards that C side to try and keep hold of this and turn that over in towards their favor.
Yep, and he will be able to lock this one down here, though. There's 2 men coming from middle here, charging straight into him. He actually will pick up the first one. I believe he won't get the second one just yet. Yes, he has respawns coming in. He will get taken down, but now it's on the hand of Lawrence. He will drop as well, and that will be C turned back for ExAequo. So they're going to maintain that 2-1 hold here in just a few seconds. But they need to get back to B as quick as possible because Eraser, well, he's already pushing up right now. Even actually going out towards that outside flag, going towards C here. He's taking it slow. I think he's maybe trying to see if anyone's going to flank around towards the A flag from the back, and I think he notices no one's there, so he backs off. And now, well, fortunately, eSuba is being shut down at that B flag.
Yeah, eSuba struggling to find a way in here. The back play coming out from the likes of Seo really helping out with that AEK. Doing the damage that's necessary, and B kind of staying up in the air this time. ExAequo could come out on top of this one. Not sure if they have the complete control here. Yeah, so they're still a little bit nervous about what's down below. They do have the players and the control of upper B, but not controlling the bottom one does not really give them the sight. So eSuba will be taking back a 2-1, working away some of the ticket lead that ExAequo have gained on the 98-77, but ExAequo still being toyed with outside. He's going to try and make a counterplay out towards the outside area. He does casually spot down the opponents, but gets taken down in the end by Blade, and the fire B continues. It's not going either way. This is what's really kind of been the sticking point. ExAequo are getting the kills in, but that respawn is dangerous, but finally Probo does come out, gets the revive, and they might be able to actually claim this B site for the first time in a long while.
This is exactly what we saw out of Infamous, too, when they were playing against ExAequo. It was just constant fighting at this B flag here, and neither team really able to get that breakthrough that they need here. And we're having a lot of respawns still come in for eSuba on this flag, and it looks like they will finally take it back for themselves. However, they left A completely open, but Blade wasn't rotating around to take it.
No.
I want to say this is maybe lack of communication, because they knew there was at least 3 or 4 people there.
Yeah, and eSuba are going to reinforce this straight away. They know that this was left fairly vulnerable.
Overcommitting it.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but they might be looking to pick up C instead, but they don't have any player there quick enough. ExAequo might come around in the end. We've seen the Blade is really good at holding onto this position. He's already picked up Lords there from that side. He's spotted out the opponent. He's now going to have to wait for push. He doesn't win it out that time, though. So C is now vulnerable for a 2-1 pickup. ExAequo could split through mid, but it looks like they still maybe want to challenge out on A a little bit here and maybe leave C up for grabs.
There's only one man really into the site here as Zorda. He will actually push out. We'll pick up the kill. And we'll hold them off that off the back of that flag, but they're getting naded left and right here. One of his teammates does go down. He will look over that peak, and he won't spot those 2 men. Now 3 here on the back side of C, but they have a couple more coming in, and it looks like they will stop that cap here. In the meantime, ExAequo, they pick up the A flag as well. So right now they need to hurry as quick as they can to get back towards that B flag, maybe hold on to this, get set up the way they want to, because they're up 83-43 tickets. This is the ExAequo that we saw, obviously, in that prior game.
Yeah, and weird choices from eSuba then. Rather than putting a player straight down towards lower B, they stuck 3 players towards upper. Finally got Yo-Yo down here, but it was a slow retake on this B flag, maybe looking for the quick convert towards A, but they're being mowed down one by one because ExAequo just stacked, 3 or 4 players there, leaving C vulnerable, and that's where the slow rotate's coming out to, but Zordon looking to hold on as well. It's going to make it a tough time for anyone who tries to challenge. He's got in a great position here. He knows that he's fairly safe from the right side. He's got to be a little bit careful of someone coming down from back B. But at the moment, he's fairly secure, and they'll be maintaining a 2-1. And after that triple cap, that's a lot of tickets in their favor. 81-25. That's a solid start. They've got Probo supporting through mid, so you can pick up players like Yo-Yo if they split around this corner. But the call has been made, so kind of interesting they hung around that long there. Not sure if that was the best choice to be made, but still, they've got enough players here. They've got a lot of tickets to work with. They don't need to be worrying about every single kill that comes against them.
I think we've gotten our answer now, though, about eSuba. Maybe it was just Meechmakers not playing as extraordinarily as we used to see them, but eSuba, they are just not performing today at all. And that was the big question coming to us for us, is how well would they actually play from what we saw, obviously, on Monday within Group C here. And, well, they're going to be able to lock down A here, so they will have a 2-1, but they're still down like 60 tickets, and that is just so damn hard to come back from.
Yeah, and even ExAequo is straight on those retakes. They're immediately looking towards B as they knew that was a place that they may have, they may be able to find a vulnerability. But Zordon getting caught up there doesn't quite get away in time and actually gets taken down. Blade now coming around from the back does find the kill towards, I believe that was Reflex, but still, it's not a pretty game. B is still up for grabs. Blade has the numbers with ExAequo to turn that one over, and swiftly ExAequo trying to get back, but the big battle will come down on towards C. We still have 1 man holding on out here, but 2 men swarming towards him will pick up the kill. That's Yo-Yo doing the damage. So it will be a 2-1 hold in favor to eSuba, and ExAequo only have 1 man really in position to challenge out on A, but with only 6 tickets left, I'm not sure if that's enough to really work with for eSuba.
Yeah, I mean, they might lose on a couple, or, ExAequo might lose on a couple of the tickets, but still, in the end, it's going to be a pretty damn big lead here. And they have 3 men pushing out towards C already. And it looks like that will be probably the final point to be capped over as they pick up the kill. No one's pushing B flag. As Blade, actually, the 1 man at A that you were mentioning, he was just waiting for anyone to push out so he can stop them from getting that B cap here. But they do get some random respawns behind it. They will be able to turn that one here in just a few. And, well, eSuba, they're living to find another day. They're still holding on here.
Yeah, just about, but I think, C's in the hands of ExAequo. A is kind of being held on, but a massive commitment coming in from eSuba has actually been picked up by Blade & Co. So that is going to seal the deal. That's going to be a triple cap to end this one off with about a 63 ticket lead, I believe, at the end there. Very nicely played by ExAequo. eSuba, a little bit lacking, but, it's still a very close game nevertheless. So we're just checking that scoreboard, see who's been playing well, who's been standing out in this one, because there was some good individual plays. Blade, again, being an absolute on-point player. Zordon that time as well, really stepping up. But, Yo-Yo has always been a clutch player as well, so he's on like 17-9. So good play from those guys.
Thing is, I hate to say it, but you can't just have the 1 man doing that. You need everyone else to pick up those kills. He can't carry a team on his back and expect to hold 2 flags. He's not that quick. He can't run that fast between the 2, obviously, points. But, eSuba, they're not looking good. I mean, obviously we have, let's see, should we even talk about the map pool that we have coming to this? We have Operation Locker first, I believe Dawnbreaker second, and Zavod third.
So basically, we have the same 2 maps all over again.
Yeah, for both those teams.
For every game we've had so far.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, we saw eSuba on Dawnbreaker. They took the lead down a little bit. I mean, okay, let's go over the score from the first game they had. eSuba versus Infamous. It was 113 on Locker, then 79 in favor of Infamous on Dawnbreaker. They cut the lead down a little bit, but that is not enough.
No, not really. They had moments of really good play, but I didn't really see it translate on this map. So I'm looking forward to seeing if they can turn it around here. 63 tickets isn't a huge lead, but it's certainly something you've got to keep in mind. That's a big enough chunk that you can't really allow any trip caps against you. Yeah, like a couple of minutes, you kind of lose the pace, and that backup plan doesn't kick into effect. You could be kind of screwed on that one. So hopefully they can kind of make sure they're focused right from the offset. But we're going to have to wait and see if they can actually do so. And this time around, it will be eSuba on the US side, and on the Russian side, it will be ExAequo. And it means that ExAequo won't get the 2-1 to start with. eSuba will. So if they can maintain a good 2-1 hold, they could be in a good position.
Apparently it's not live right now. I'm not sure actually what they were saying between them, but I was going to have a couple more restarts here just to get them on the appropriate sides and get things going. But I mean, obviously after this, the winner will be going up against Infamous, and thoughts on that? Infamous, I mean, hit and miss on maps, but they've been playing pretty solid today. I mean, I think we can both agree if ExAequo didn't lose their 5th man probably on Parasol Storm, it would have been a way different story, but they're still looking like a pretty strong team, I have to say that. Yeah,
they certainly are. So Infamous, you know, you've got to be worried about them, and with teams being able to pick Dawnbreaker, they're basically screwed on that map. So in a best-of-5 situation, it's going to be a long game coming up. You know, whoever plays against them, they know their weak points now after today's games. Locker, probably not one you want to be taking them on at. I'd say avoid Locker, you know, pick up Dawnbreaker as much as you can, and then just go your way through and hope that you don't come against a strong point. Them. Yeah, maybe. You know, it depends. It depends what you feel comfortable on as well. Obviously, it's all very good and well knowing the opposition, but you also got to know your own kind of strengths and weaknesses. So we're going to have to find out. You know, it depends how these teams feel against the opponents. You know, they might feel stronger on one map compared to the other, or vice versa. But I think hopefully we are ready this time.
Yep, I believe we are good to go here. Just had to think someone restart their PC really quickly or something like that. But looks like we are live here. So over on the side of the US, it will be eSuba this time. And over on the Russian side, it will be ExAequo. And like I said before, 63 tickets, that is that threshold. It's not huge, but it's definitely not small in any right. And right now, eSuba, they're fighting for their chances to stay alive here and potentially get into the playoffs. And obviously the grand final of this group will be a best-of-5 with the team in the winner bracket, Infamous having a 1-map lead. He's having a good time up there, I have to say.
Yeah.
Do a little dance.
No.
Have fun.
Do a little dance, have fun.
Do a little dance, good luck, have fun.
But we are seeing the Russian side going for the immediate aggression straight through A, going to go for the challenge in mid, sending one man out towards C, but it's a 1v1 fight between Eraser and Blade there. So if you see that one out, you can imagine C will be picked up off the back of it. Nice little spot from Terra there, catching one of the opponents in the heels a little bit, but has to back away because he knows there's going to be some support coming in. And Jojo does find Seo, and as Terra has to be careful. As we know, there's a very small clip in that Phallus. It can really catch you out sometimes. Yo still carrying on, finding another, but finally defended by Terra there. He does find a kill, and they do have the 2-1 hold. Actually, for once, we are seeing the Russian side picking up that C site, and I think that must be Eraser having to back away a little bit and watch the push, and then he can focus on trying to swarm this A site rather than challenging out on C.
Well, they're trying to swarm right now, as you can see Scope. Well, he'll be taken out immediately here as well, and I don't know who that man was, if I can check. I think it was Zordon. Yeah, Zordon alone held on to that 3-man push long enough for his team to get the respawns in. So great.
Zordon.
I don't. Okay. But he held on long enough to get some reinforcements in and to hold on to that flag. So they get the AC hold. There's a huge force, though, coming from the backside. I think Zordon's already looking in that direction, realizing that they're coming in. He needs to hold on to this. If they do, they're going to be looking very good to take it into a 1-map lead on this second map here. But right now, Reflex getting naded to hell right now, but still staying alive. And it looks like they have capped A over. And actually, C as well.
Triple cap coming in, and that might negate the 64 ticket advantage that is obviously against them right now. And to be fair, B will be capped over eventually by ExAequo, but the convert's not going to be so easy as they do have to run through that AC hold gauntlet run. Blade spinning down the right side, gets some fire through, doesn't get the kill, however, so going to revert back to those nades, and it's the exchange of nades. Blade does stay alive that time, though, and they're just going to wait for the nice little setup push in towards that A site, and here come the reinforcements, and they can time pretty damn well. Zordon will be making his way in. They need to split the attack well enough that they draw the attention away from each other. And here we go. Zordon teases it, and then this should be the push from ExAequo, making their way in towards the site now. But they're being picked off one by one. That was a sloppy execution towards that A site. This means that, well, eSuba can hold on to it. Even with 3 players alive, you know, they can do pretty well even just one. Reflex just needs to play careful and hold the push rather than going for the peak. And oh, that climb was atrocious. That may have just cost them the side, but actually, ExAequo backing away before they claimed it.
So now instead of being the major fighting point over B, it's now over A here. It looks like ExAequo, they will come out ahead with that A flag. They might potentially lose out on B here because there's a big squad moving in for that one. Terra looks like he's going to fall back immediately, realizing that his team needs help. And we'll tag along with Sayo here during this little bit of an exchange. So we get actually 1 man in the back. We'll pick up the kill. And he will even get the revive on top of that. But he immediately gets taken down here. And if they can survive, they might be able to revive each other. But either way, who is that? Terra now working in the backside here. And actually could be key for him too. If you look around. What's that look for?
They keep working in the backside, Jason.
I wasn't even thinking that, okay? I was concentrated on the game here. But either way, C. Gonna be locked down by Blade here. Gonna be held on the side of ExAequo. And there's still 2 men, though, on their side working towards this B flag here. It's gonna be Zordon and, well, just Zordon now. As even gets some respawns. Blade gonna be coming in. And it looks like we will get control of B here. But it's a lot of action breaking out, a lot of fighting. And neither team has really broken through just yet.
Yeah, both teams just going for the flat exchanges. You can see how close it is kind of in the kill and death ratios. It's, you know, obviously eSuba are winning out and they do have that slight advantage, but it comes down to these fast rotates from ExAequo who are making it count. You know, the kills they actually get actually matter rather than these kind of like, okay, we'll go for a sloppy pickup and just hope for the best. And once again, we are seeing that working out. Zordon picking up a nice little kill towards the outside. Goes to the follow-up, gets denied at that time. Lord's trying to pick up the C-side by himself. And if eSuba drop below 63 tickets, they lose out on this first map. And we are going to see Blade trying to find the challenge here. And he does just about win that one, and it could be a triple cap if they can maintain on towards B, and they do have the players here to do so. This could be really troublesome for eSuba if they don't manage to get these shots landing.
Very well could. I mean, C, locked down. Looks like B will be neutralized? Or no, that is being kept over by Eraser, so he will be able to lock that one down. But still, I mean, the damage is being done. They don't have a lot of tickets to work with. They're about 40 left here, and obviously on the side of ExAequo, they have 100. And, well, eSuba will make that push onto A here. But I'm afraid they're just being a little bit too slow for this because the respawns will be in time, and they're going to be fighting, well, a very good team at holding down a flag.
Yeah, but ExAequo didn't get into position to challenge straight away. They're playing from right inside the site. They didn't have anyone in these corridors. They are doing well enough to pincer them in down here, but it would be nice if they could have challenged a little bit sooner and get the information flowing very early on. The Nades, however, are doing the job well enough as they're running and almost taking down Zordon himself, but still, it's allowed the likes of Sayo to push forward a little bit, watch the push through, kind of keep Lords busy, having to make him check behind them, and just buying time in general, you know, keeping those tickets working against the opponents. Reflex has slipped through, but they may be playing this more kind of defensive posture just to make it a longer route for eSuba. Rather than going for the challenge, playing for the, you know, site hold, it just makes them walk a little bit further and keep those tickets building in their favor. And it's paying off. 74 is not far away from 63, and that's what eSuba are realizing right now with only Lord, Scope, and Yo-Yo alive.
Yeah, 11, now 10 tickets to work with. I have to say it, but eSuba looks like they will drop out from this first map, and we will be going on to Dawnbreaker with that map advantage in favor of ExAequo here. And, well, now down to 67. That's pretty much going to be it. I mean, there's really no chance if they don't rush into A right now and cap that over for them to come back.
You know, once ExAequo got nicely set up, they're in a really good spot. And, you know, as I said, they weren't playing the challenge game, which kind of confused me initially, but they played smart overall, and we will be seeing the fact that ExAequo will walk away with the first map in their hands. And it was smartly played in complete honesty, should I say, if I can use my words correctly. And that's all you had to do. Once they got that 2-to-1 setup, they just calmed down, played smart, occasionally pushed a couple of players out here and there. Maybe Zordon went a little bit further forward, just to kind of buy time and constantly make eSuba uncomfortable. eSuba could never mount a full attack towards a site because there was always someone just kind of nipping at their heels, constantly dragging someone away and keeping their attention away from the real target in hand.
One thing they did really well at the end is that you kind of mentioned was the fact that they were sitting back and waiting. By not being too aggressive, they didn't allow those awkward random respawns to come in. They were constantly respawning in randomly back towards B, you know, behind that flag. And every time, it kind of made them have that long journey from the backside all the way over towards the A flag. And, well, obviously the time will take its toll when they have the 2-cap advantage. And that means they come on to the next map. Dawnbreaker here with the 1-map lead. And we saw on Dawnbreaker against, obviously, Infamous a little bit earlier on. They lost the first half with 18 tickets. But they came back with 52 in the second. So, decent team on Dawnbreaker.
Yeah.
eSuba, though,
I'm not sold by him yet. You know, like, okay, ExAequo and Infamous have been hit and miss. Infamous may be more polarizing than ExAequo. Like, it literally is like, okay, they're either awesome or not really there. Whereas ExAequo have been okay. They've had like high points and okay points. But eSuba have yet to kind of, for me, hit a level where they've actually been doing anything that impressive. Like, they've had like some good triple caps, but they never maintain. They never be able to kind of like lock it down well enough. It's always been this kind of like, okay, we're playing smart, but we're not really stepping up that far. So I'm kind of hoping they can kind of, I don't know, find a little bit more comfort on this map. They've got good individual players, as we've seen. Yo-Yo has been constantly, really doing very well, but yet to really see them find their own here, and I'm not sure yet. I'm still waiting for them to kind of hit that little bit more of consistency and kind of find their own way of playing and maybe actually look a little bit more dominant. We are waiting for these guys to get in the game now and obviously get themselves ready. But yeah, I'm not completely sold by eSuba. We were waiting to see what was happening earlier on to get a big picture overall as where MYM was on point or not. I think we can all safely say Dignitas were on point. And right now, eSuba not impressing me that much.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, it could just be maybe a bad day for them. I mean,
yeah,
everyone
it can be as
has their
simple as
bad
that.
day, but this is probably the worst day to have one of your off days currently. Obviously your last chance to get into the playoffs right here with those 6 already other qualified teams, and obviously this would be number 7, and the 18, like we mentioned before, will be coming through the Go for Battlefield 4 scoring, or through the point system that we had. And there'll be another bracket played out on Monday. I don't believe we'll be covering that, but I'm sure, like I said before, Dauber or Brett will be covering that, or even Chad Ben in English for you guys to check out here. We'll have our 8 team, but right now, I mean, all the other teams have a chance to watch this and be like, well, we can easily pick apart their strategies here.
They definitely could, and we saw that working against Infamous a fair way, especially in maps. ExAequo kind of chose the right map choice to play against them, and the same can be said for a lot of teams who do this kind of play. They do their research, do their homework, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we get here. I'm hoping eSuba maybe can kind of challenge a little bit more, do something more than they did previously, because they were lacking a little bit. And this could be an interesting, start for ExAequo, because they've got Terra up right now, and generally I think Terra runs up this way, gets to a position to get the respawn towards A, or might solo it, and they challenge out towards C. There's a possibility here of an interesting start.
Yeah, well, let's see what's going to happen this time. Looks like they will go for the boost. Looks like they will send one man. I'm going to call it the Jerk Road. The Jerk Road, because he's always been the man that does it here. But we're seeing actually eSuba challenge out right away here on this south side. Even one man going around for the flank here. Actually, will spot them out here, but will he pick up the kills? He will get one. He will be taken down, though. Actually, get a trade right there. Yeah, so he will keep 2 people out of this push to B, and that's allowed the rest of his team to get that cap.
Really good play then from eSuba. They clearly worked out the start they wanted to run with, and it paid off perfectly. Smart play, but now they need to be able to kind of maintain. They need to be able to set up a little bit stronger, because Lord's not in immediate great position. He's a little bit slow to get towards Catwalk, which has got him caught out there by the fact that the random respawn did come in for ExAequo. And ExAequo has still got A. They've not lost out on A yet. Normally, I'd say a B-A hold is more preferable. It's a little bit slow for eSuba to get out there. Reflex is finally coming through, but it's a little bit harder once people maybe in these corners be a little bit more set up. You have to be this tentative at pushing in. They do come in towards the site. They do start getting the kills in. But by this point, ExAequo could have done more damage, but they haven't. They've been held back well enough by those players who eventually gone towards Catwalk, which will be Lords now. So I'm hoping they can kind of find their comfort zone here and really maintain well within these buildings as well. And on the highway road, sadly, Eraser does manage to eat a grenade, but Reflex is well enough tucked inside that he can maintain dog walk and kind of keep the fire going down.
It seems like both teams are reacting, I want to say a little bit slow. We've had a 3-man push on A by the side of eSuba. One man there did actually get taken down by ExAequo, that saw him, but then they didn't make the call, it seemed, because the rest of his team was sitting at C just waiting when there was no one, really been aggressive, really pushing into him. But we'll see what happens here as the game obviously does progress a little bit further on. But there's going to be 2 men pushing in towards A. Reflex will still maintain and control that dog box section, and he's obviously cutting off one potential push, or one potential path by ExAequo here. But B, it looks like it's being neutralized here just in a few seconds. ExAequo, they're looking to take that 2-1 holdback. Remember, they already won on that first map, but they're already down 30 tickets in this one.
Yeah, and eSuba, they've been playing really nicely. As you mentioned there, the fact that Reflex did hold on so long in the dog walk area, allowing Scope to kind of roam a little bit and be a little bit more aggressive. But now they've lost out on that. They need to be careful towards A. Yo-Yo is here with the Famous. He's got some respawns coming in. Provo has found Scope, though, and Yo-Yo not sure where the opponents are. He might have just been spotted, so that could mean real trouble when he tries to push in. He does catch a glimpse, takes down Sayo and takes back A, but will he expect Blade? Blade expecting the kind of backup to arrive anytime now. He's going to take his time. But in the meantime, eSuba's found C, so constantly being in a good position. Maybe ExAequo have let this slip a little bit.
Maybe, and we didn't see Infamous do this kind of back happen against them when they played them, so maybe they're just trying to adapt to the strategy that's being thrown at them, at least being shown here. And right now, you're going to see still a big push over towards C. It looks like eSuba will win out on that one. And there's actually still one man alive from each teams here. And I can't tell who they are, actually. Let me go and check on my screen really quickly. As it's going to be Zordon versus Eraser. And Zordon, well, he'll get a couple of shots off. Looks like he will not get the kill just yet, but he's forcing some respawns in. He's forced at least one more. And that's allowed the rest of his team to try to hold on to A here, maybe push for the B flag because they already got 2 kills there, and they will get the kill onto him, and they will get C. So they actually could get a tri-cap here for a split second. Yeah,
but I think eSuba are just quick enough to get out towards A, but this is a worrying sight for ExAequo. They're struggling here. They really are not finding their footing at all.
Yeah.
They've finally got a 2-1, but you know, they've got Provo now in a good spot, so maybe they can maintain. I'm not sure if he got spotted then or not, but he can kind of sit in this, watch that dogwalk arrow. We know that Reflex likes to play this. Yo-Yo tries to go for the push through, gets picked up real easy, and this means they can maintain a little bit longer. They dealt with Eraser trying to push towards Catwalk. He got taken down by Seo, so this is really well played. They haven't got a member out here towards the highway side, but Reflex, he can't do much on his own, but there we go. He's found Blade, so he's taken away some of the pressure, maybe opening up for a bit of a push to come out from eSuba down towards C.
Well, they do have, I think, 2 men heading down there, and it looks like Yo-Yo will be the first man into the flag, and it looks like he will not be contested on it. So where will you see it of ExAequo? Are they going to push through? They've gotten quite a few kills. They're sending 2 men over towards A. They're sending 3 back towards C. And it looks like that tri-cap could yet again happen, and this time, well, a little bit of twist of fate here coming in for ExAequo. eSuba going to be a man down now.
Oh, some days gaming, you test me. You test me so much.
You know, there's a tidbit told to us by Dawnbreaker, but we'll get to that in a little bit because I'm going to save that one for something special here. As we do see, well,
Are you saying this is not a special moment?
No, well,
It's not special enough.
Not special enough. But I mean, we don't expect ExAequo to take their foot off the gas. Why would they? I mean, they unfortunately
they
lost
felt the brunt of not, you know, of a team. Yeah, so obviously I don't blame them doing this, but it's one of those days, Jason. You know that? It's one of those days.
Or you just don't want to wake up.
Not that extreme. Jeez, calm down.
It's a Limp Bizkit song.
That doesn't make it any better.
Oh, what? Fred Durst.
Wow, who's 14 here?
You've heard my playlist. You know who's 14 here.
There's a lot of Blink
Backstreet
on there.
Boys on there.
Yeah, it's not great.
Right.
It's not great.
It plays with a 14-year-old girl, but ExAequo though, still holding on to B and C. And I don't really think eSuba's going to be able to push through this anytime soon.
No, they might break through on here because it's a very narrow corridor, so numbers don't really matter. But they still have the backup eventually coming in, so it's certainly going to be hard work for them. They may get their player back, but for now you can see the lead has pretty much been almost evened up. I don't see this going too well. I think ExAequo could just walk away with this right here, right now, and get such a strong lead that actually will negate pretty much the work that was done very early on by eSuba. So I feel for them, but then again, ExAequo suffered the same fate, and they're going to be pincered in here, forced to make their move towards B, where hopefully ExAequo is set up waiting for it, and it seems that they are. Provo picking up a nice little double. Zordon waiting in the wings as support, but not really needed. And Tri-Cup coming through.
So I was just waiting for that. I was just, the whole time we're talking, I'm just like waiting for that Tri-Cup to come in so I could say it. Before you noticed it, but I mean, why not? I mean, I don't know.
You can't blame them. You cannot blame them.
I kind of disagree with that, just for a certain reason. If you just send someone out there, and if he gets killed, then you lose a ticket. And you want to, try to maintain as big of a lead as you possibly can. And obviously, there's a flip side of that. You could get it, and you could pick up kills left and right. And you could get, a quicker game going before the 5th reconnects or something like that.
Yep.
But either way, really unfortunate for eSuba. ExAequo, since they went through that same pain just prior, they don't probably care too much.
Yeah, they will be out for blood. Then all love and friendship goes out the window when it comes down to moments like this. And eSuba are trying to do what they can. They've got a nice little split out towards C, but there is a lot of people laying in wait for these guys. But they've done the job. They've broken through. Well-timed respawn coming in as well. Lords has now joined back by C. So it could be a 2-1 coming out, actually, in favor to eSuba here, unless they get this kill pretty quickly. And they do have their 5th back. So Lords coming back in was the nice respawn there towards C, kind of gifting that one over. But 48-71, big difference here. But we're going to see eSuba coming back into this now.
Yes, we will. And well, hopefully for their sakes that they can, because they had a 50-ticket lead off the start of this game here, and now it's been completely taken away from them, and now they're down about 20 here. But ExAequo, here's the real question. I mean, they had the 2-1 for the longest time, but if they can't take it back, then they're not, to me, looking too good for that second half here. If eSuba off the back of losing a man for that long can come back and take the first half against them, that is looking very dangerous for ExAequo in the second half.
Yeah, it really is. And eSuba, they don't have the frustrating kind of match just prior. They come in with a fresh mind, clear. You know, okay, yeah, we lost out on our first game, but that's nothing to be, you know, kind of downhearted about. When you lose out in games because of, you know, issues like we saw previously, it can really, really demotivate teams. And I think we're seeing that in ExAequo. I don't think they're playing to their strengths right now. They obviously did have the advantage of players, but it's kind of been negated. Look at that, 41 to 52, and they're still being held at a 2-1. It's not looking good for them.
Look at Probo, 21-9, and he is just, well, he can't carry the team on his back right now, as that lead that they had built up is almost completely faded away. They're going to get control of B, but they're going to lose C here instantly. And it looks like eSuba might be able to pull this one back here. And right now, we have Probo pushing up towards that B flag, holding on to it. And they will get a cap on A here. So they will get the 2-1. Well, no, they won't. I mean, it's just constantly... eSuba always a step ahead of them. That's the way this map's been so far. I mean, yeah, they dropped a man, but before then and after, they've always been that one step ahead. Yeah,
they definitely have, and it's a 10-ticket difference right now, which is absolutely minimal. B has been overpowered by ExAequo just forcing themselves through here. And they just need to get in a good position to get the spots from C towards that B point, which Seo's going to be doing. He does go for one shot, but he doesn't really need to land it. The rest of his side should now be in a good enough position to be able to challenge out here. And we do have Blade there right at the front line, going to be trying to pick up these kills. He's actually working his way through. He waited out, and they didn't play to the inside. He could have gone for a bit of a back cap then, deciding against it, and that could have been a mistake. I'm not sure if Blade's aware that C has not been taken yet, but there's only one man on it, so it could have been a good choice to push in, and he left it down to Seo, and Seo just gets absolutely destroyed. So eSuba, they need to find another point here, but still, I think it's got a little bit closer, just luckily for ExAequo more than anything.
Yeah, that's very true here. I mean, obviously they're up that one map here, but right now they finally pulled a 2-cap back, so they're looking better, but eSuba, though, just, I mean, instantly be able to take that 2-1 back right off of Lord's rejoining on the game, obviously, is definitely a good sign for them. And right now they need to hold on if they want to be able to take it into Zavod on that map number 3. And it looks like they will get the cap on B here. So down to 4 tickets, about 5. Let's see what they can take away or chip away from ExAequo.
Well, 4 more tickets, as you said, 3 now. Any respawn's going to hurt. They have only 3 players. Zordon land the shot is going to make it hurt even more. Lords is the last man standing. They're going to respawn in a Razor, but immediately picked up. That is the worst thing that could have happened. Yes, they have some tickets, but it's not enough to really claim much. But ExAequo were very slow at actually turning this one over. And there's no players up for eSuba, but look how much they've been able to bleed away from them. Well done to eSuba, even though they weren't even alive. They just had to depend on ExAequo not being on point. And 28 tickets advantage is not a great deal.
And they have to wonder, what if they didn't disconnect? I mean, they had a 50-ticket lead, and they come back, you know, just being down 28. Well, we'll find out here, obviously, as they're going to switch sides. But, I mean, we mentioned Probo, 23-10 finishing off that one. Seo, 21-13, 15-7 for Zordon. And over on the other side, I mean, Yo-Yo was only 11-8, and he's usually that breakout player for the team.
Yeah, they didn't. eSuba weren't playing a big frag game. They were playing a smart game of caps. You know, Reflex picking up a good couple of flags for his team. Really dominating through that midsection as well, which was really nice to see on towards Dogwalk. 11-8 for Yo-Yo. Okay score, but as you said, not quite to the normal caliber we see. So hopefully he'll be doing okay this time around. Yeah,
hopefully. We're obviously going to see if Lord will maintain his connection to the server. But if we think about this, if we do go into Zavod, I'm trying to think which team will that favor. And I honestly couldn't tell you. I mean,
no, we haven't seen too many definitive play styles yet.
I think it's going to favor eSuba just for the back caps they've been able to show off Dawnbreaker. But Dawnbreaker is more of a linear map.
Yeah, it is. And it allows a lot of the longer rotates, which may favor them. But then again, Zavod isn't like the fastest pace map. It's not like your railways. So it might work with them. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how this half goes out. But, you know, if those DCs didn't happen, I would have said eSuba would have won that map. Or at least the half, should I say. But it's a small disadvantage. You know, 28 tickets is not gigantic. They get a trip cap for like 20 seconds. They'll probably, you know, work something back towards that. So hopefully they can come into this with the right mindset, feel fresh, and go for it. So here's hoping. Yeah, we've got about 20 seconds left. As you'll get in there eventually. I mean, I'm in there, so it's all good. Yeah, we've seen your spectating. Oh, it's horrid. It's real bad. That's why we have you doing this. But 10 seconds left to go here. Obviously, swapping the sides. We're going to have ExAequo over on the US side. USC. Oh, wow. I even have to like, convince you to say that. And obviously, eSuba over on the Chinese side. So 28 tickets, sorry, to go here. Let's see what happens. And I'm actually curious, are we going to see
ExAequo go for the challenge off the side, and actually they're trying to, but eventually they just kind of give way to it. And they even have one man sticking around towards that outpost right there. But we will have that push come in, and it looks like B will be capped over for eSuba.
Yeah, but these kills coming through are desperately in favor to ExAequo. They let them get the site, but they played the retake game, which was smart play from them. Now Zordon getting himself right into the action here, in towards B. Gets those nades up. They do even have the sport ready on towards Catwalk, so well played to them. Leaving Dogwall a little bit light, because Terry now has to go a little bit aggressive to reclaim the control, but he does pick up the kill, so this could be a maintainable 2-1. As long as they don't make silly mistakes like leaving C completely open, which they've done, they could have done a little bit of a longer 2-1 hold, but they need to quickly push out towards A and then make sure they leave enough players on towards B to maintain a 2-1.
And there's still, well, there was 2 players at A. There's actually only 1 now. And well, Terror, as you can see, will be looking around that B flank here, trying to watch that dog walk a little bit. You can see, it looks like it will go in favor of ExAequo here in just a few seconds, as they have 2 men near the vicinity. They will pick up the kill. They will hold on to it. They will hold on to B as well. So right now, ExAequo is starting to look a little bit different than we saw prior. And actually, let's just tag along with that man really close to A. I believe it's going to be Zordon, actually, who was a major big playmaker for him. Major big playmaker. I'm using my words, my adjectives.
Way to get southern on us, Chase.
Man, I haven't been there in a long time, but he's pushing up, and he hasn't been too aggressive, but he's picked up 2 kills. He's looking for maybe that 3rd one in here, and he actually will spot the man out. Won't get the kill, but he's stalling for time, and you know, every moment counts when it comes to this, when it comes down to these tickets.
Like as to price, every little counts. And ExAequo, they're doing nicely here. As I said, you know, Zordon pushing up a little bit. This is kind of how Locker went down. Oh, and look at this. Sayo, perfect play. Taking out Lords and Scope there. Looking for even a follow-up. Why not? He's got enough HP. It's just a matter of reloading more than anything, which is holding him back a bit. But C, now being contested, eventually went out by Blade, getting those revives into place and leaving eSuba kind of trapped here. They don't have enough, you know, players back towards A. They've got 3 players in this building, and Blade's hunting them down towards Highway. So they're coming back through, but this is dribs and drab play. This is not good. ExAequo have a huge ticket lead here now, and they're making it hurt. ExAequo getting their minds in the right places, it seems, you know, building back up to the point they're at. Sayo now working around the side, going for the immediate challenge, because eSuba have picked up C, and look at this amount of players they're putting back here. ExAequo know where eSuba are, so they can just push right in, go for the challenge, leave Terra to try and pick up on A, but look at this. Straight away, eSuba back with more.
They're going to get tri-capped here for a split second, it seems, and I wonder if Terra can hold on to this push towards this A flag, or Scope going to be the first man checking in. And actually did pick up the kills, so he will hold on to that one, and we'll pick it back up. The Femis is still being used by quite a few different players here, and Sayo, he will be that man to push in through that side, and well, not really getting much action here towards C. And just as I say that, he sees 2 people, picks up 2 or 3, I believe, right there, and the teammate come from the backside will get the revive. They just shut down that push. Yeah,
and Sayo's actually yet to die, hence why I was sticking on board with him. I wanted to see what he was doing there. And what he's doing, it's working very well. So well played to him so far. Certainly doing the job, certainly out for blood. 132 to 88. Definitely kind of points that to the right thing. And there we go, finally starts working again. Kind of had a moment there, but still, a BC hold coming in for ExAequo. eSuba is struggling to get down towards the opposition's flags and actually make their way around, you know. YOLO.
Wow. You said that. You really said that.
I don't know what's happening to me right now.
You said yo-yo.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Yo-yo was trying to push in, but he found no route through. And it has allowed Blade, you know, they took so long to make their way towards B, the Blades actually got out towards A. And I hate myself for saying that, Jesus.
You're saying his name, yo-yo? Why would you ever hate yourself for that? You definitely did not say the L word in that one too.
The L word?
Those yo-yo, yo, never mind. It's been a long day for us so far.
It's really not. That's the weird thing. But it's gonna be a triple cap coming through for eSuba. It will be.
And well, we're gonna see that 2-man hold try to at least attempt here as well, Yo-Yo will get taken down. And it looks like ExAequo might be able to make the push in here finally with 3 men and actually pick up A. But that lead they built up, this is slowly starting to fade away. It's about 50 tickets right now, so they can be pretty happy with that. And they also have that 28 ticket lead coming into this half here. But looks like Zordon will pick up the cap on the beat. Sayo, well, still duking it out here towards that A flag side. As there's 3 men actually pushed up to him. Proa, they're not that nader. They're not going to connect really, though. They'll be off to the side. Wait for the men to push in. Well, unfortunately, not really looking at the right time. And he gets taken down. Reflex picking up the 2 kills. And that will now be a capped over for the side. Actually, no, it won't be because there's a complete wipe by both of them. Zordon actually picked up the kill. And it looks like they might be able to get A back here. And this is going to be a tri-cap.
And that may be enough to really tip the favor over to ExAequo. The back spawn will be coming in for eSuba, but it is all the way down there by C. And there's already a very well set up side coming in against them. This is not looking good. eSuba are breaking through, but those tickets are going to start getting real low. And 28, it's not far away now. 53 tickets left with eSuba. They are swiftly trying to get back up towards that B side, but a challenge coming down on towards Catwalk. Sayo trying to hold on. Spots out play. A nice little shot towards Reflex there. Coming through big. Only give them just back towards C. Now, 48 tickets is very low. They're almost halfway there. They're over halfway now. And that's ExAequo really making this one hurt. Sayo trying to keep them at bay. And at the moment, eSuba trying to force themselves through this inside way through Dog Walk. There is a man in their way right now.
Okay, we're looking at potentially the final push as well. Oh, he just did a nade last second, and that ended up costing him his life right there. He ends up getting dropped right there by Probe, I believe it was. And that, I think, was probably the final push. The tri-cap might be coming in here for a split second or two, and this is going to potentially be it.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be it. I'd love to say eSuba can turn this one around, but, you know, 28 tickets, a trip cap, at least a 2-1 or a 2 to neutral. ExAequo kind
I
of...
never heard that before, 2 to neutral.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, ExAequo, you could see that they were frustrated on the first map. They've kind of warmed themselves back up into this. They're looking a lot more dangerous. They're gonna get up. They're gonna get the win here. And you know, I feel for eSuba for in a way, but then again, ExAequo, they came out fighting. They got themselves back into the right shape, and they've kind of switched themselves back on here.
Took a little bit, actually, I think, to realize that they won. Maybe they were that focused on bringing this game back, or at least holding on and not letting that lead slip. But well, that will be our first victim of the night. eSuba, they will now drop out. No chance for them to get back into the playoffs here, and we will have a rematch from the game we just saw prior. Infamous up against ExAequo.
Yeah, and what a game that is going to be. That is going to be a real grudge match between these two. Obviously, no bad blood to the actual players themselves, but it's certainly going to be a point to be proven, and I just want to see how they do with this. And if they can really muster themselves back into things here. Because, it's quite hard work. They struggled to get themselves in the right mindset towards that game. And eSuba, I don't think, are quite on par with ExAequo. Let's be serious here. So I think it's a bit of a mental game now for these guys. They're going to have to refocus, really reapply themselves, and make sure they're not frustrated, they're not annoyed, they're completely clear of that, and just focus on the game.
Okay, here's my question to you.
Oh, God.
Since you've been so on spot today with all your predictions pretty much.
No, don't do this. Why you have to do this? Why you have to be mad? It's only game.
Are we going to see Operation Lock or Dawnbreaker again as the first two
I
maps?
hope not.
That's the question I was looking for.
That's all I'm going to say. I don't care what map it is now. I just hope it's not those two in that order again. I think, all right, looking at it this way.
I think we might see Parasol Storm.
So Infamous,
as like a high priority.
I think Infamous are going to try and avoid Dawnbreaker as best they can. And to be fair, I don't think it's a great map for ExAequo. But then again, they were very out of focus in that game until the second half, or the last half. I don't think the first two maps would really help either side coming into this. Because they know each other too well. They'll overthink things. They'll overcomplicate it. They'll read into their opponents, and it gets sloppy, it gets messy, and you forget what you're really doing. So I think it'd be good for them to have a fresh start to it, whether it be Storm, whether it be Railway, even Shanghai coming in, Zavod. One of these maps would be good, just a refresher, and that's exactly what these two teams need. Infamous, they've had a bit of a back and forth games. They've done well for themselves. They played smart. But ExAequo especially could really do with a map they've not yet played on, just to kind of refresh the feeling, because once you kind of get the frustration towards a couple of maps you've just played, you don't want to be staring about those same things again, constantly being annoyed by it. And the real annoyance may have come in on Storm. That's when they might have gone frustrated the most and gone, oh, screw this. You know what I mean? When you get that mentality, you're like, well, there's nothing we can do. That's the last thing you want to be playing again. So I think we might be seeing Zavod in the mix. I'd like Shanghai there, but it's going to be a best of 5, so it's going to be a longer one.
That is true.
But I think the first map should be different. If it's the same ones, they're resting on their laurels, and I don't think it's a good choice. All
right, well, that best of 5 will actually have a 1-map advantage in favor to Infamous, since they won the upper half of the bracket. But we're going to go a quick little break here, so when we come back, it will be Infamous going up against ExAequo to determine what is the final team qualifying through the group stages.